Hey y'all, it's Bonnie with the Get Down, and we are back with another video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you know. And yes, y'all, we are wrapping it up with the final weekend wild card game between the Bucks and the Eagles. So I couldn't do it in the last video, but we're gonna give a hand clap. Round of applause. I am 5-1. 5-1. I did have the Buccaneers winning this game at home against the Philadelphia Eagles, and they were able to get it done. Jumping right into it, Jalen Hurts, he didn't seem himself watching the game. I did watch this game from beginning to the end. Jalen Hurts didn't really seem like himself. Ever since they lost to my team, and I gotta brag about my team because it is my team and this is my channel, so I am going to do that. Okay? Ever since they lost to the San Francisco 49ers, ever since they lost to my team, they went downhill. Before they had, I think before we had played them, or right when we were about to, they were 10-0, and then we had gave them their first loss. And ever since then, the last to 7 to 8 games of the season, they went 1-6. So they had a very bad slump. Excuse me, a very bad, nasty slump. They just never recovered over the hump of everything that had happened to them. Jalen Hurts, like I said, he didn't look like himself in the game. Then you hear about the news of AJ Brown taking all of the Eagle content off of his Instagram, and then he deactivated his Twitter page. So it's like, well, what's going on up there in Philadelphia? What's going on in that state, and what's going on up there? Y'all need to talk about some stuff and get it off your chest and stop holding it in. Jalen Hurts, he was the hype. He was the MVP in the beginning of all of this. He was the hype. He was the man. He's the one that's going to get it done. He's the one to cheer for at the end of the day. And look what happened, Jalen. You end up slumping, sir. The last 7 to 8 games of the season, 6 to 8 games, however you want to say it, y'all completely went downhill. When we gave y'all that loss, y'all just treaded down deeper into the dirt. Y'all never came up for air. Y'all never tried to find your groove. That was the problem. You got to try to find your groove even after you get a loss. Try to get back to, oh, yes, these were the Philadelphia Eagles that we knew early in the beginning. This is the Philadelphia team that everybody loved. This is the Philadelphia team that every analysis was saying was going to go to the Super Bowl again. This is the NFC team that everybody should be afraid of. And they didn't show that. In the beginning, they did. But towards the end, look, everybody did their number. They did their homework on y'all. We gave y'all a blueprint on how to tear their butts up. And it happened. I thought a little more was going to come from the Philadelphia Eagles in this game, but it didn't. It obviously didn't. Baker Mayfield and his crew, they end up getting it done. Now, the other story headline that's coming from this is about Nick Sirianni, about if he's going to stay with the team. What is the future for his coaching going to be, further in the journey and stuff. And, maybe he stays, maybe he goes. Everybody got a contract that they signed. And once that deal is up, it's up. You sign a new contract, okay, cool, you stay with the team. If you sign a new one, okay, you can depart, you can get cut, you can get traded. All of that has to play into the factor of it. So, anytime there is a loss, the main person, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, the main person that they want to look at, the first person that they tend to look at is the head coach. That's the head. That is the main person. That is the first. That is who they look at, the coach, to say, okay, is this the coach for the job, or should we try to bring in somebody else? Somebody older, somebody younger, somebody that can do this kind of playbook style, this West style playbook, this West Coast playbook, this East Coast playbook, this North Coast. There's different things that stir around this. I thought that they were going to have a better game with this, and they disappointed the whole crowd. Baker Mayfield, they came out and they did their thing. They got it up. They beat them at home. A lot of people were wanting the Philadelphia Eagles to win, and I can understand why. But they couldn't get over the slump, so they had to try to find their way back. And with them having a hard time trying to find that groove back, we see the end results of what happened to them, which depicted Jalen Hurts from getting out of the MVP race conversation, and now it's putting other players in that conversation for them to be able to try to win that kind of award, to win that kind of achievement. You know, let's take a look at just a few stats from that game. You know, like I said, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, gosh, I don't understand what happened. Look, Jalen Hurts was 25 of 35 for 250 yards and 1 touchdown. The only touchdown that came of that game was to Devontae Smith. That was it. For the Eagles side, rushing side, Swift, he had 10 carries for 34 yards. And Devontae, he had eight receptions for 148 yards. Baker Mayfield, passing yards, he was 22 of 36 for 337 yards for 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns. He came and did it big in that game. The rushing yard, we got Rashard White, 18 carries for 72 yards. And receiving yards, we got C. Otten for 8 receptions and 89 yards. Hey, Baker Mayfield was like, okay, well, I know this is Jalen Hurts or whatever, but I'm finna make everybody love me more. That's what I'm finna do. I'm finna make everybody love me more and love my team more and love my staff more, you know? And that's exactly what happened. They just really slumped at that point. You know, Philadelphia never had the lead at all. Tampa had the lead. They were up 3-0. I'm like, okay, well, the game starts a field goal. And okay, look, well, the team's gonna go down and score. They didn't do that. Buccaneers get the ball again. Baker Mayfield, they drive it on the field. They end up scoring, and it's 10-0. Okay, I'm like, it ain't that far behind. You know, maybe the Eagles, they'll come back on their next possession and score. Didn't happen again. The Buccaneers get the ball back. Baker Mayfield drives it down the field again, but they ended in a field goal, which put them up 13-0. So now it's like, okay. I chose the Buccaneers to win, but me, when I'm watching a game, I don't like blowouts. I don't like that because it's boring. You're sitting there watching one team just dominate and just pound on another team without them even scoring. I don't care if it's anybody against the Cowboys. I don't care about that. But if it's any other team, I don't like all of that. I don't. I like it when it's going back and forth. And that's what I thought was going to happen in this game too. The only game of the wild card weekend where they were kind of going back and forth was the Lions and the Rams. That was the only game. Everybody else, somebody got in the lead with almost 2.5 possessions. You can say 3. But, I mean, Baker Mayfield, he did his thing in this. All Baker Mayfield and the resurgent Tampa Bay Buccaneers wanted was an opportunity to make some noise in the playoffs. And that is exactly what they did. So kudos to them. They did a very good job in this game. Like I said, Baker Mayfield, he's been in the game before. He knows... he's been in the playoffs before, so he already knows how this goes. Their total yards for Philadelphia, they had 267. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 426 yards. Nobody had any turnovers. However, Philadelphia had 13 first downs, and Tampa Bay had 23 first downs. In the time of possession, the Eagles had the ball for 25 minutes and 57 seconds, while the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had the ball for 34 minutes and 3 seconds. So, obviously, it's clear as day. You can see who dominated the game, who came in, and they exceeded it. You know, they did it to the T, and it's very kudos to them. So, Jalen Hurts, sir, I don't know what you're going to do next season. I mean, I don't know what's going to take place with you. Hopefully, you can get back on track and try to, you know, I don't know, do something of what you're going to do. But right now, sir, you really slumping. You ain't looking too good with that one little earring that you always be wearing on the sideline. You're not looking too good besides wearing that. So try to get back in the groove. I don't know. Y'all got some talking to do up in there, you know. And then the security guard that be out there on the field, he's not out there. There's security. So it's just a lot of stories and a lot of headlines that's coming out of this team, in particular, the Philadelphia Eagles. But I mean, Baker Mayfield, he had an outstanding performance with 3 touchdown passes. Kudos to him. I'm very proud of him. Good thing that he got the game done. You know, that's all that matters at the end of the day, because you want to keep going forward. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like it. Like watching it, but put a thumbs up if you like it, and leave me a comment section in below what you thought about this game. That should have been more. What? Give your own opinion about it. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. So let me know what you think. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you know, whether they are big sports fans or not, whether they are big football fans or not. And hey, while you're at it, hit the subscribe button so that way you can be notified every time that I drop a new video. And I will see y'all in the next one. And as always, stay prayed up and stay blessed.